Recording in progress.
Good evening, everybody. It's called to order the November 1st meeting. If I could have everybody stand for a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance. Thank you. Pledge
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ms. Ogg, if I could have you call roll call.
Smith,
Present.
Bailey, Dixon,
Present.
Elmore,
Present.
Coniston,
Present.
Cantor, Peck,
Present.
President Potter.
I'd like to make a motion to excuse the absent members of council.
Second.
Thank you. I have a first to excuse the absent member by Councilwoman Elmore, a second by Councilwoman Heck. Please call.
Smith,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Peck.
Yes.
The members have been excused. I'm sorry. Next, I need an approval of minutes.
Madam Coniston, I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
Members have been excused. Thank you. That was a approval of minutes by Councilman Dixon and a second by Councilwoman Hack for the approval of minutes. Please call roll.
Smith,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Peck.
Yes.
Next, we have our standing committee reports. First up, we have Administration and Financial Management. Councilperson Bailey is not here. So if Councilwoman Heck would please take that one.
I would love to. Administration and Financial Management did meet last Tuesday. The minutes are on file. We have one piece of legislation we are voting on tonight. It's Ordinance 75, 2022.
Thank you. Next, we have Community and Elder Advocacy. We have Chairperson Dixon.
Thank you, Madam Coniston. Community and Elder Advocacy met last week. Our minutes are on file. We have no legislation on the agenda tonight, and we'll meet next week around 6:30.
Thank you. Next up is Community Standards and Enforcement. Councilperson Smith.
Thank you. Community Standards and Enforcement met last week. Our minutes are on file, and we will meet again next week.
Thank you very much. Economic Development. Councilperson Cantor is not here. If Councilwoman Elmore would take that.
Thank you, Madam Pro Tem. Economic Development met last Tuesday. Minutes are on file. No opinion or draft pieces of legislation. We'll meet again next week about 6:30.
Thank you. Next up is Infrastructure Maintenance and Services. I think I can take that one on my own. Infrastructure Maintenance and Services also met last week. Our minutes are on file and we'll meet again next week. Next up, we have Public Safety. Councilperson Elmore.
Thank you. Public Safety met last Tuesday. We have no legislation. Our minutes are on file. We'll meet again next Tuesday at 6:30.
Thank you. And last but not least, Parks and Recreation. Councilwoman Heck.
Thank you. Parks and Recreation met last Tuesday. Our minutes are on file. We have no legislation tonight on the agenda, and we will meet next Tuesday sometime after 6 a.m.
Thank you very much.
Madam Coniston,
Yes.
just to point out, you missed Poll Public.
I did miss Poll Public, but
Just to FYI.
yes, but apparently there's nobody here, so.
There's no public to poll.
There's no public to poll. We have our officials' reports, and we do have Mayor Maggard here.
Good evening. First of all, I'd like to ask for consideration and passage for ordinance 75, 2022, and also 69, 2022. Are we supposed to pass that tonight?
Yes.
Okay, just checking. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, also, you'll be seeing lots of draft legislation next week as we get ready to prepare for budgetary items for 2023. So we we'll have lots of draft legislation for you next week.
End of the year wrap-up.
Yes.
And we also have here City Administrator Zach Woodruff.
Thank you, Madam Coniston. I would just ask for favorable consideration on ordinance 69, 72, 73, and 79, 2022. Thank you.
Thank you. And also we have City Attorney Michael Bivens.
Thank you, members of council and all those viewing through Facebook. City Attorney's Office handled 281 cases in the month of October. Out of those 281 cases, 51 cases of a criminal nature were committed by Whitehall residents. That's about 18%. Year to date, it's about 3,041 cases altogether, and about 524 of those, so it's about 17% is Whitehall residents. What my goal is by the end of the year is to do a year-end wrap-up, just to kind of compare the Whitehall residents versus non-Whitehall, but also compare it to the latest census data. As you know, our population is growing. We've grown at least by 2% since the last census data, but we're probably around 20,500 residents now. So Whitehall's growing, so that's going to have a major impact on what we're going to see from a crime nature. But I would like to tip my hat to Mayor Maggard and Chief Crispin for the Safer Whitehall initiatives, because it is having an effect. The word is out. Our crime stats are very low, and the word is out that if you're going to commit crime, don't do it in Whitehall. So I just wanted to go on the record for that, but that's from the City Attorney's Office.
Thank you very much. And also we have City Auditor Steve Quinzel here.
Good evening. I have no official report this evening.
Thank you. Director of Public Safety Van Greg is not here, nor is Treasurer Shaquille Alexander. The following officials' reports have been filed in the council office since the last meeting. We have the mayor's report to council for September 2022. Under communications, petitions, and claims, we have our agenda for November 3rd, 2022, Planning Commission meeting. Ms. Aug, a roll call on whether each member of council was given a copy of each item of legislation listed on the agenda prior to the meeting, and including any add-ons.
Smith,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes?
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Heck.
Yes.
Thank you. Under third reading, we have ordinance number 66, 2022. It's authorizing the execution and delivery of a community reinvestment area agreement between the city and Mammoth Company Incorporated, Woda Cooper Development Incorporated, or a designee, and declaring an emergency.
Madam Coniston, I would like to make a motion to table ordinance 66, 2022 until November 15th.
Second?
Thank you. I have Councilman Dixon introduced ordinance 66, 2022, and Councilwoman Smith second that. Any discussions on the motion?
We tabled it though.
Oh, that's right, we did
Yeah.
take that. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. Just for the
Thank you
record.
very much.
Just for the record.
I told everybody just to make sure you help me with all of that. That is tabled. Do we need to
Need to vote.
do a
You
call on that?
have to have a vote.
Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Smith,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes?
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Heck.
Yes.
That has been tabled. That is all that we have under third reading. Under second reading, we have ordinance number 68, 2022. It's amending ordinance 49, 2022 in the following manner and declaring an emergency. That is being read by title only. We have ordinance number 69, 2022. It's approving and making an appropriation transfer in the amount of $50,000 from the Police Department Building Lot Maintenance Account 101-960-54500 to the City Hall Building Lot Maintenance Account 101-970-53300 and declaring an emergency.
President Pro Tem Coniston, I would like to introduce ordinance 69, 2022, and suspend all rules.
Second?
Councilwoman Elmore introduced ordinance 6922, and Councilman Dixon did second on that. Any discussions on the motion? Will the clerk please call a roll?
Smith,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Heck.
Yes.
The motion has been suspended.
I'd like to move to adopt.
Second?
I have a first by Councilwoman Elmore, a second by Mr. Dixon for adoption of ordinance 69, 2022. Ms. Aug, would you please call roll?
Smith,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Heck.
Yes.
Ordinance 69, 2022 has been adopted. That's all that we had under second reading. Under first reading, we have ordinance 72, 2022. It's providing for the issuance and sale of bonds in the maximum principal amount of $7,250,000 for the purpose of paying the costs of the improvement of municipal facilities by the acquisition, construction, renovation, equipping, furnishing, and installation of an addition to the current police department facility, and the renovation, equipping, furnishing, and installation of the existing facility, including acquiring real estate and interest therein, acquiring and installing all necessary computer and security equipment and cameras, and the installation and equipping of a police firing range, together with all necessary and related appurtenances thereto, and declaring an emergency.
President Pro Tem Coniston, I'd like to introduce ordinance 72, 2022, and move for the suspension of rules.
Second?
Thank you. I have a first by Ms. Elmore and a second by Mr. Dixon on ordinance number 72, 2022. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, we'll go ahead and have a call roll.
Smith,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes,
Heck.
Yes.
the rules have been suspended on ordinance 72, 2022.
Mr. President, move to adopt.
Second?
Thank you. I have a first by Councilwoman Elmore and a second by Councilman Dixon on the adoption of ordinance 72, 2022. Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Smith,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Heck.
Yes.
Thank you. This has been adopted. Next, we have ordinance 73, 2022. It's providing for the issuance and sale of bonds in the maximum principal amount of $1 million for the purpose of paying the cost of the acquisition, construction, and installation of dispatch and records management system equipment for use by the police department, together with all necessary and related appurtenances thereto, and declaring an emergency.
Madam President Pro Tem Coniston, I would like to introduce ordinance 73, 2022, and move for the suspension of all rules.
Second?
Thank you. I have a first by Councilwoman Elmore and a second by Councilman Dixon for the suspension of all rules on ordinance 73, 2022. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, call roll, please.
Smith,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Heck.
Yes.
Ordinance 73, 2022 has been suspended.
I'd like to move to adopt.
Second?
Thank you. Ordinance 73 has been, Councilwoman Elmore and Councilman Dixon, and let's just go ahead and call roll.
If
I
I,
lost track of where I'm going here.
if I could, just prior to voting, I know the mayor, I speak for the mayor and for all of the administration, that we just want to thank residents for their support in May, their approval of the Safer Whitehall levy is what is allowing us to be in a position with ordinance 672 and 73 to be able to fulfill the promise that was made of doing a renovation and an expansion of the Whitehall Division of Police. And as council was preparing to potentially pass this, we just wanted to extend our appreciation to residents and show them that, again, we're fulfilling the promises that were made in the period of time leading up to the May election on what we would do with these dollars. So I just wanted to make sure that was on the record.
Thank you. you. Ms. Aug, would you please call roll?
Smith,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Heck.
Yes.
Ordinance 73, 2022 has been adopted. We have ordinance 74, 2022. It's authorizing the adoption of the November 2022 replacement pages to the codified ordinances of the city of Whitehall, Ohio, and declaring an emergency.
Thank you, President Pro Temp. I would like to introduce ordinance number 74, 2022, and move for the suspension of all rules.
Second?
Thank you. I have a first by Councilwoman Smith and a second by Councilwoman Heck on ordinance 74, 2022 for the suspension. Ms. Aug, please, I'm sorry, any motions on the ordinance 74, 2022? No? Here now. Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Smith,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Heck.
Yes.
Ordinance 74 has been suspended.
I move for its adoption.
Second?
Thank you. We have first by Councilwoman Smith, second by Councilwoman Heck on the adoption of 74, 2022. Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Smith,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Heck.
Yes.
Ordinance 74, 2022 has been adopted. Next, we have ordinance 75, 2022 is authorizing and approving an appropriation transfer in the amount of $12,000 from 101-951,000 legal defense expense account to the 101-951-700 training tuition expense account and declaring an emergency.
Mr. President Pro Temp Coniston, I would like to introduce ordinance number 75, 2022, and move for the suspension of all rules.
Second.
Thank you. I have a first by Councilwoman Heck and a second by Councilwoman Smith on the suspension of ordinance 75, 2022. Any discussion on the motion? Seeing none, Ms. Aug, would you please call roll?
Smith,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Heck.
Yes.
Ordinance 75 has been suspended.
Move to adopt.
Second.
Thank you. I have a first by Councilwoman Heck and a second by Councilwoman Smith on the adoption of 75, 2022. Ms. Aug, would you please call roll?
Smith,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Heck.
Yes.
Thank you. Ordinance 75 has been adopted. Ordinance 76, 2022 is authorizing and approving total supplemental appropriations in the amount of $465,000 from unappropriated monies in the general fund to the 101-960-51200 police salaries expense account and the 101-960-51300 radio operators salary expense account and declaring an emergency, and that is being read by title only. Next up is ordinance 78, 2022, granting an easement to AEP Ohio on parcel 090-008-42800 as described in attachment A. That is also being read by title only. Ordinance number 79, 2022, providing for an amendment to ordinance number 58, 2022, relating to the issuance and sale of the notes authorized in that ordinance and declaring an emergency.
President Pro Tem Coniston, I would like to introduce ordinance 79, 2022, and move for the suspension of rules.
Second?
Thank you. I have a first by Councilwoman Elmore and a second by Councilwoman Heck on the suspension of all rules on ordinance 79, 2022. Any discussion on the motion? Hearing none, we will go ahead and call roll.
Smith,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Heck.
Yes.
Ordinance 79, 2022 has been suspended.
Move to adopt.
Second?
Thank you. I have a first by Councilwoman Elmore and a second by Councilwoman Heck for the adoption of 79, 2022. Ms. Aug, please call roll.
Smith,
Yes.
Dixon,
Yes.
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes.
Heck.
Yes.
Ordinance 79, 2022 has been adopted. And last, we have Resolution 35, 2022, It's authorizing the mayor to enter into an agreement with the Ohio Department of Transportation for municipal bridge inspections for 2023 and declaring an emergency, and that is being read by title only. Next up, we have poll public, but we don't have any polls, so, but I did this time, you remembered. Does anybody have anything for Community Day Board?
The Easter egg hunt?
Yeah,
The
that.
Easter egg hunt?
Breakfast with Santa first, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Jeez.
This Saturday at 10:30 at the YMCA, they're doing cupcake decorating. You're making your own icing, and you can sign up online. It is $5 per family, but you can go on the Whitehall City's Facebook page to sign up.
What kind of cupcakes?
You know, that I don't know, you have to come and find out.
Sounds wonderful. This is not coming up, but in the past, we had our Halloween walk and movie night. And I want to thank Councilwoman Heck and Councilwoman Smith and Councilman Cantor for helping out. It was very well received, even for changing the day from Saturday to Friday, and changing the time from the afternoon to the evening. We still had as many children and families as we had in the past events.
That's great.
So I believe that we had about 120 children come and their families. So the Y has never seen so many people, and they were very happy. They were giving tours, and so it was very, very well received and nice.
How was the event yesterday? How was the event yesterday here at City Hall?
It was great.
Was that the
Yeah.
trunk or
Yeah.
treat?
Yeah.
I was gonna bring that up
Yes.
during
How was it?
my time.
Way to go.
They ran out.
It's community day,
yeah, I was
but it
gonna
seems
say,
like a good spot.
Gave it all
They-
away.
They ran out of candy. I think they ended a little early. It was really well put on. It was really nice and flowed really well. I was there with my kids, so
That's great.
Good, good.
they had a good time.
Well, now that we've got our community day board all taken care of, let's go ahead to poll council. And first up, we have Councilwoman Smith.
Going first, my favorite. I'd like to thank everybody that's watching at home or will watch this meeting at a later date. I want to remind everybody, if you didn't get the postcard, check online for the fall leaf pickup. I know I use that service heavily. I pulled into my driveway today and saw all of the leaves. So that's going to be my weekend task. I also want to say great job to President Pro Tem Coniston. I know we had several absent leaders, so you really came in there, and you did a great job.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
Councilman Dixon.
Thank you, Madam Coniston. Thank you, everyone, for viewing from Facebook. And, next week is, of course, voting day, Tuesday, and this is the last opportunity that I think I have before people head to the polls who haven't already voted. And I just, it's so important to vote, and it's making me anxious, but, vote. Once, of course, but, and besides that, I would like to congratulate Madam Coniston on her performance tonight with little or no rehearsal time.
That's right. I said I'm going to need my rehearsal time.
And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Dixon. Councilwoman Elmore.
Thank you, President Pro Tem Coniston, for a wonderful job presiding. It's not easy, as it might look to some, but when you sit in a chair, I think you've done a great job.
Thank you.
Thank you to our viewers, and everybody stay safe. That's all I have.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman Elmore. Councilwoman Heck.
Thank you. I would like to echo what everybody else says. Great job tonight, President Pro Tem Coniston. Thank you, everybody that is viewing from home now or will from a later date. And that's really all I have. And like Councilman Dixon said, please get out and vote.
Thank you very much, Councilwoman Heck. And for me, I just want to thank everybody for listening to me stumble through my words. And this probably is my first and last time to actually do this. I can't imagine.
Don't jinx it.
Yeah, don't jinx it. That's right. But thank you very much for allowing me to preside over it tonight. And if nobody has anything else, I will take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. I believe I have adjournment by Councilwoman Elmore and a second by Councilman Dixon. Ms. Song, would you please call roll?
Smith,
Yes?
Dixon,
Yes?
Elmore,
Yes.
Coniston,
Yes,
Heck.
Yes.
we are in adjournment.
Gavel?
Gavel.